Hi everyone, hope you're having a good day today. Today I want to talk about communication. Whether you're visiting the Philippines or if you contemplate moving, communication is pretty important with folks back home. And of course, the fact that a lot of English is spoken here in the Philippines, that's a draw for visitors as well as potential retirees, as myself. You may find that in the cities, many people know English very well. But as you progress outward to the little places outside of the city, you'll find the extreme opposite. In fact, at the lot and house where we're building, very few. I can think of two that can actually have a conversation with you. Most know some words, some know zero English words. I had a worker and he knew no English. By the time we had spent 3-4 months together, I guess it was about 3 months, he knew some words, as in very good. That's not good. Just very, very, very basic. Up, he learned that, and down, just things that were really needed to be able to communicate on the job. It was very difficult. Ging was with me some of the time to translate, but when she wasn't there, then it was a struggle. So you're going to find that many don't know English well. They know basic English. For example, in that same town, we had another, just a very part-time worker. He just graduated. English was one of their subjects. He was extremely limited in his English. Couldn't put a sentence together. Just knew a couple or three words. That's all he could handle at a time. So, depending on where you are, where you go, you're going to find a variation of knowledge of the English language. But overall, people are very friendly, and you may find, though, that many are shy. Even if they know a little English, they're shy to. They'll ignore you before they try to talk to you because they're afraid of making a mistake. See, you'll find that Asians would rather avoid you than face you in this case, as it relates to speaking in English. They don't like to be stood up, and they don't like to admit what they can or cannot do. So you're going to find a variation here as it relates to knowledge of the language. But even more serious would be your communication with where you came from. Canada, United States, Australia, wherever. How are you going to communicate with home? Should you wish to. Certainly there's email, that's great. But when you have to make phone calls, as I had to do with issues on regarding credit cards and the bank cards and you name it. When you have to call the United States, what do you do? Now, I know expats who have retained their U.S. phone number and phones, and at a hefty price, they keep that for a month or two till they settle in. If you're visiting, obviously each U.S. cell company has a program they can offer you for like a 30-day plan type of thing. It's very expensive, but at least you can access home. But if you contemplate moving here, what do you do? Let me just relate to you what I have done. And I'm glad I have subscribed to Talk U, spelled T-A-L-K with a capital U. It's just one service of many. It costs $9.99 a month, but I can call the United States anytime. It is a Wi-Fi situation. You need Wi-Fi, but I can call the United States anytime. And if for anyone in the States who is also subscribed to TalkU, it's totally free. Otherwise, you'll pay credits. You can purchase credits, or if you sign in every day, they give you 1 credit. I have never had to purchase a credit, and I've made a lot of calls, and it has been for me a great way to communicate. Now I can text. People receive my texts, but they cannot respond unless they subscribe to TalkU. So that's the negative side of it. But if there's other avenues or mediums they can use to get back to you, to respond, then that's cool too. Email being one of them. But what about your mail? What do? Let it drop after 60 days? So if the government wants to get in touch with you, how do they do that? I personally subscribe to a mail service. Mine is called Traveling Mailbox, and I forget the cost. It's between $10 and $15 a month. If you pay annually, then it drops. They give you a couple of months free. So that's one option. There are several. But that way, I can see all the mail that has lagged and that they're still getting, which is very minimal now after 8 months. I get like 1 a month or 2. You can opt for them to scan it, and then of course you can see what it's all about. Then you can decline it and have them delete it. They give you that option. They also give you an option of mailing it to you, should you require that. So at least you have a channel by which you can correspond with important things from the United States. There's actually another thing you can do as it relates to purchasing things in the States and having them sent here. Certainly, if you have friends, they can send you a bulk buy-in box. That's the cheapest way. For $100, they can send you a 2x2 by 18-inch box full of whatever, and it's going to cost, as I say, around average of $100. It takes 2 to 3 months, depending where you are in the islands. It'll take 1 month if you're in Cebu or Manila. It'll take 2 to 2.5 months to get here, and down in Mindanao. But the company that I use is Planet Express. I mean, if it's vitamins or whatever that you can't acquire here, you can purchase them and have them sent to a U.S. address to this service, Planet Express, and they will forward it to you. At that point is when you pay for their services. There's no monthly subscription. They want monies in your account so that they can actually access that if they need to do that. But I haven't, to date I haven't. I did have them send me a phone, And may I say that anything over the value of $200, it's going to go through immigration, customs. That is, it's going to go through customs, and that's a hassle. For me, it was with the phone, and it cost me about it was over $200 to get my phone. So if you keep it under 200, and Planet Express lets you formulate your own ticket, or they can do it. There's quite a few options with them, but I received my phone, and I didn't want one coming from China, so this one was made in Korea or Vietnam, which is a better option, and for me it was. So that's an avenue of service you might consider too. That way, if you need something from the States, you can get on eBay, buy it, have it sent, change your address on eBay to your address that it's given you at Planet Express or any of these types of services, and they will forward it to you. Under $200, you'll just go to the post office, and you'll pay an estimated value cost, which really isn't too much. So those are three different areas in which you could communicate with the States. Of course, a lot of people use Signal and various apps as such, and that's nice too. But when it comes to talking with your bank, as I had to do dozens of times with two different entities, then actually three, then it can be a real issue if you're depending on your, by the way, don't depend on your local phone service to call United States. So you need something by way of communicating. Will I retain TalkU? I will for a while at least. I may just keep it indefinitely. At $10 a month, I have that sense of security and confidence that I can call about any business matter and get it taken care of. Certainly, you'll understand the time differential. From my banks there to this location is 15 hours. We're 15 hours ahead. So you need to call them like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to reach the other bank in time before they stop accepting international calls. It varies between banks as to what time of day they accept international calls, believe it or not. So, and I found I had to call about 2:30 in the morning to get through. So I hope this is helpful. It'll give you an idea as to how you can communicate with back home. Again, if you're visiting, it's not an issue for you, but if you're moving here, you may wish to consider these. Other expats use different mediums. They do different things. Some wish they had retained contact because they had issues with a new credit card being sent. And that's where these services that I've mentioned can be of benefit. So I hope this is helpful, and I appreciate you viewing and subscribing. Take care. Bye now.